I'm Robin Hood, outlaw, rebel, legend. And this is the secret no ballad dares to tell. I chose the place of my grave. They sing of me in merry tones, a green-cloaked archer who laughed at sheriffs and outwitted kings. They paint me as eternal, forever young, forever free. But men of flesh and blood do not live forever. Arrows break, forests burn, and even the boldest outlaw must one day lay down his bow. Yes, I robbed the rich. Yes, I fed the poor. But this is not the story of how I lived. This is the story of how I died, and of the secret I carried to that last hour, a secret I have never spoken until now. I was not felled in open battle, though many tried. No knight of Nottingham ever struck me down. No king's gallows ever took me. My end was quieter, more bitter, and far more cruel. I was betrayed not by sword or spear, but by trust. Let me take you there, to the end of my days. I'd grown weary. My body bore the marks of too many battles, too many winters in the greenwood. My once strong arm trembled when I drew the bow. My legs, that had carried me across England, felt heavy as stone. Age is the enemy no man can rob. One wound, deep and ragged from a sheriff's ambush, festered within me. No herb of Sherwood could heal it. No charm from Friar Tuck's prayers could drive out its poison. I knew my time was slipping away like sand through an open hand. So I left the forest. I left my merry men. I left Marion. I told them I sought healing, and perhaps I even believed it then. But in truth, I think I walked away to find the place where my story would end. I went to Kirklees Priory, a house of God, where I thought to find rest and healing. The prioress, who greeted me with smiles, promised she would tend to me. Her voice was sweet, her words gentle, and I, foolish, tired, dying, trusted her. But I had robbed too many lords, I had shamed too many sheriffs. My name was a curse in Nottingham, a thorn in the side of every crown. Gold travels faster than rumour, and betrayal comes easiest when weighed in silver. The prioress betrayed me. She opened my veins not to heal, but to drain the very life from me. Each cut bled not cure, but death. I felt the strength of Sherwood leave my body, drop by drop, as she smiled above me. There in that cold stone chamber I knew I had been undone. My merry men were far away. Marion's arms were beyond my reach. My bow, my faithful bow, leaned unused against the wall. I had been stripped not by swords, but by treachery. Yet even in death, an outlaw has one last arrow to loose. With my fading strength I called for my bow. They placed it in my hand, perhaps thinking me delirious, a dying fool clinging to wood and string. But I knew what I must do. I nocked an arrow, my last. My arm trembled, my breath shallow. I drew the string not with strength, but with will, and I loosed it through the open window into the wide green world beyond. The arrow flew, faltering, dipping, but it carried still. It sank into the earth among the trees, not far beyond the priory walls. And I spoke. Where this arrow falls, there let me be buried. That was my last command, my last jest against death itself. Not kings, not sheriffs, not priests. I, Robin Hood, chose the place of my grave. They carried my body to that spot as I had willed. And there I rest, beneath grass and stone, beneath the shadows of Sherwood's edge. No golden tomb, no marble monument, just the earth and the memory of an arrow's flight. Before I continue, if you like to hear more from history's greatest legends tell their own stories and secrets, just like mine, subscribe now. Every week, a new legend is reborn. And now I will tell you the secret that no song sings. I knew the arrow would not fly far. My hand was weak, my body failing. I could have aimed to the distant woods, to the heart of Sherwood, to the wild green that had sheltered me all my life. But I chose instead a nearer mark. I chose to fall close enough that my merry men could find me. I chose my grave not with pride, but with mercy, for those I left behind. Close enough that Marion, if she came, would not wander lost in the forest seeking my bones. That is the truth no minstrel sings. They tell of a hero who never died, or of a bowman who vanished into legend. But the man you call Robin Hood, he died by a traitor's hand, and he chose his resting place with his last breath. Do not think me broken. I laughed even then, for what is an outlaw but a man who chooses his own fate, even in death? Kings command armies, sheriffs command prisons, but I commanded only a single arrow, and with it I commanded my grave. And so, when you walk through Sherwood, when you hear the whisper of branches, when you see the flight of a lone arrow across the sky, remember me, not the ballad, not the legend, but the man who even in death refused to be taken. I am Robin Hood. I chose my grave. And as long as tyranny walks the earth, as long as greed fattens kings and starves the poor, as long as one arrow can fly from bough to sky, I live. This is Legends Reborn, where history speaks.